Inflation rises to record levels. Sri Lanka is now facing a two-front crisis, deepening economic and humanitarian crisis. At the current meltdown pace, World Bank estimates that 5 lakh people in Sri Lanka have fallen below line of poverty. It's a major setback equivalent to 5 years' worth of progress. Sri Lanka's foreign exchange reserves are depleting. Essential imports are stalling, and experts have warned that Sri Lanka is running out of time to avoid a sovereign default. Such a situation could further upend the economic crisis in the island nation. COVID-induced economic crunch is burning a black hole in Sri Lanka's pockets. Sri Lanka's Finance Minister, Basil Rajapaksa, enters damage control mode. The government is currently focused on helping domestic economy shake off the pandemic's impact. Seeking assistance from International Monetary Fund is also on Sri Lanka's mind. According to Rajapaksa, it could take 4 to 5 months to fix issues like supply chains and restart businesses. A pickup in tourism and remittances, both major foreign exchange earners, would ease some financial stress. To give you a clearer picture, Sri Lanka's foreign exchange reserves are down to $2.36 billion. This has created a domino effect against Sri Lanka's economy. Look at what Sri Lanka's economic meltdown looks like. Sri Lankan government's external repayment position remains weak. Sri Lanka has outstanding sovereign bonds amounting to $12.55 billion. $1 billion of the bonds are maturing in July. This year, Sri Lanka's debt hovers around $4 billion. With a population of about 22 million people, Sri Lanka is an import-dependent country. It almost spends about $1.6 billion every month for imports of fuel, essential food and medicine. In Sri Lanka's main port of Colombo, thousands of containers packed with essentials for weeks. The importers are unable to get hold of foreign exchange. While that's the situation at its port, on the streets of Colombo, everything has gotten costlier. From milk powder and fuel to auto spare parts and mobiles, everything is burning a deeper hole in the pockets of the people. The island nation is left with just $800 million in its foreign exchange reserves, and this could be exhausted in a matter of weeks. International credit is the only way for Sri Lanka to revive from the crisis. Led by the strongman president Gotabaya Rajapaksa, Sri Lankan government has sought help from India. New Delhi recently helped Sri Lanka secure a $500 million credit line to import needed oil from India. Further, the Sri Lankan government has identified 8 sectors including energy, refineries, electricity grid, ports, real estate, tourism and ICT where India can invest. Just last month, India confirmed a $400 million currency swap with Sri Lanka. To support Sri Lanka's fragile economy even further, India deferred $500 million due for settlement to the Asian Clearing Union. The Indian mission in Colombo too is in the loop of events. RBI is extending a facilities aid of $900 million to Sri Lanka. The International Monetary Fund said that the Sri Lankan government has not initiated talks for financial support. While COVID-19 is one of the reasons for the massive financial meltdown, Sri Lanka is also mired in China's debt trap. Debt with China has been one of the most pressing problems for Sri Lanka. Entangled in China's debt trap, Sri Lanka stares at a foreign debt of $5 billion with China alone. To add to the existing crisis, Sri Lanka borrowed an additional loan of $1 billion from Beijing. Days over the horizon look very financially draining for Sri Lanka. In the next 12 months, in the government and private sector, Sri Lanka will have to repay about $7.3 billion in domestic and foreign loans, including a $500 million international sovereign bond repayment in January. The government faces a choice between immediately restructuring its debt or continue to scrape even as the crisis hits the commoners.